Right. Hey, everyone. Happy Math Crush Monday. So excited to see you. I'm glad that you're here. If you're joining us in our Facebook group, welcome Math Expressions User Group. If you're not yet a part of that Facebook group, we would love to have you. If you are on our website at Empower, Learn, Grow, I'm glad to have you here. We are talking tonight about the math tool that is the most impactful when we teach place value. I'm Shannon Kiebler. I'm the moderator of your group for our Facebook group, and then I am the creator of the Math Genius Squad, which is a professional development membership for Math Expressions users. And this specific tool is the most underused tool in all of Math Expressions. Now, if you use Math Expressions, you also know there's not that many tools. So there aren't actually that many manipulatives that are suggested, which means if there is a tool that is being suggested, it should probably be used. And that tool is our secret code cards. So let's get ready tonight. I'm going to share my screen so you can see everything that I am seeing, and we will get going for the night. There we go. All right, friends, secret code cards. So why are they called secret code cards? We're going to chat about all of that. What are they? How do they help students with place value? What are the organization tips for secret code cards? Secret code cards by grade level. We'll talk about what the different grades are. And then, of course, how to organize your secret code cards. So again, we're going to talk about all of those things tonight. Okay, so as you're looking at those secret code cards, first of all, what are they? They are a Montessori tool. So it's not actually created even by Expressions. There are now nuances to these cards, but you will find cards like this in a lot of different programs because they started as a Montessori tool. And the Montessori tool is breaking the cards up by place value so you can see the full number. So when I put numbers together like 934, I will see a 9-digit, a 3-digit, and a 4-digit. But when I spread them out and I expand them, I actually see, wait a minute, that's not a 3, that's a 30. That's not a 9, that's a 900. Okay, so that's the goal of the cards, but Expressions takes a whole nother take on them that I don't see really anywhere else. Now, if you're using another Houghton Mifflin product, you might see them there because I did see where they used these particular cards in some of their other programs, but it started here in the research of Dr. Karen Fuson's Children's Math Worlds. So that's what they are. They are cards that help us build place value. And the front of the card has the full numeral on it. So like 900, that full number. The back of the card shows the quantity in some form, whether it is a proof drawing, a quantity drawing, whether it's money if you're working in decimals, or it might even be the word name if you're in grades like 3 or 4. Okay, so they're intended to build place value understanding. The blue cards come in grades 1st through 6th grade. So everyone in 1st through 6th grade has a whole number set of these blue cards. If you're in grades 4, 5, and 6, you also get a green set. And the green set are your decimal cards. So you're going to get both if you're in those grade levels. Now, they come in like sets kind of like this. Oh, I just dropped them. They're like a teacher demonstration set kind of. Okay, so you can see here I have put mine on my rings. They're a bigger card, and you can see the backs then have the value on the back. If you are grabbing the kits, everyone's kits are a little bit different. So some of you have like these little red bags that are individual kits. They came in their own little pre-cut out laminated cardstock sets. If you bought like the big classroom set, then you have them in sheets. Okay, so they came in full page sheets and you had to like literally tear them apart and make up your own sets of student cards. And if you don't have those, or you are adopting a classroom and you're like, I don't even know, like, I don't think I have them at all. Remember, they also come in your student workbook, the homework book, the teacher resource book. They are there where you can cut them out, tear them out. Not that anyone wants to do that much cutting, but you could. If you're going to copy them from the teacher resource book, you have to copy them back to back because you have to have the back of the cards with the front. That is the power of the card, is the back of the cards. Okay, so you're looking for those specific cards. Now, kindergarten, notice I didn't say you. That doesn't mean you don't have them. You do, but you just have them a little differently. So you can see on my screen, you have these purple tiles. They're foam. The back of the card is just as important as the front. Okay, so the front has a picture of a 6. The back has 6 dots. So we teach students, one of my key pieces of information for anyone learning place value and number sense is that a number has to pass 2 tests. Okay, it has to pass the look test and it has to pass the count test. So for many of us, we will use a card like this. We'll say this is 196, right? And I have 196. I say, okay, does it pass the look test? Does it look like 196? And kids are like, yeah, it looks like 196. Let's turn over the cards. Does it count to 196? And if on the back of the cards, let's just say I get 16. So I have a 1 on the back of this card, I have 9 dots on the back of this card, and I have 6 dots on the back of this card. Well, I add those up, I get 16. Is 16 the same as 196? And kids are like, I didn't think so. No, that means it doesn't pass, that you did not use the correct cards. It is not just 196. You needed the 100 card, the 90 card, and the 6 card, because when I turn those over, the 100 is going to have 10 sticks, 100 dots, a single square for 100. It's going to have 9 sticks or 91s on the back, and the 6 is going to have 6 ones. So even in kindergarten, when they're trying to figure out, is this a 6 or is this a 9? I don't know. They look the same, and I can take a 6 and turn it upside down and I get a 9. I'm like, well, which one is it? And they learn to trust the back of the cards. So many of our students only trust the symbol because they've been playing an app on their mom's phone for the last 5 years. They don't trust that. I have to trust the quantity. And if I turn that card over and it doesn't count to 6, it's not a 6. If it counts to 9, it's a 9. I got to turn that card back over again. Okay, so when we build in kindergarten, we start with the purple tiles, but we also have their large, giant yellow cards that you use during your quick practice and daily routine. It's the same idea. 10 and 2 makes 12. 12 is not a 1 and a 2. If this was a 1 and I turned it over, I would not see 10 dots. It is not a 1 and a 2. It is a 10 and a 2. And when I turn them over, I get 12. So I can trust the front. That's the standard form. But when I stretch them out, I see the expanded form, and then I can count. And that's exactly how the secret code cards work as well. So you can see that this is what they look like no matter which grade level you are, and you see what the purpose of them is. All right, so let's keep going here. And if I get here to the place value, now, no matter what grade you teach, they are used in your place value concepts. We use them to build numbers to understand when we get to that next place value. So in kindergarten, we get to the teen numbers. And then in first grade, we get past all the way to 120. So you add in those 100 numbers. Second grade, you get to 1,000. You get all the hundreds all the way up to that 1,000 card. Fourth grade, you get to 1,000,000. Okay, then we start going backwards in fourth and fifth grade where we start getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And again, we're building the card or the number. So we're going to use it to say the number, standard form. We're going to use it to expand the number. We're going to use it to write the number and say the number. So in the back of the card, by the time we get to fourth grade and even in the second grade standard, it says students have to be able to write the number and word name. Okay, what do I call that number? Well, when you turn the number over, like in fourth grade, the back says 37 in words. Now, I love to add the quantity drawing to the back as well, just because I think the quantity drawing is still very important in those grade levels. But when they see the back, they're like, oh, that's the word. If you ever work with first graders, you know, we don't know the difference between 13 and 30. Those are pesky pairs. They sound the same to me. So I have to see it to say, oh, that's what that word is. That's what it looks like. Those are the differences. So we teach it for place value, as you can see here. And we start learning, like, what if I took that number and I added 10? What if I took that number and I added 20? What I notice is the hundreds didn't change, just the tens changed. So we start looking at what digit is changing because of what is the value that's changing. I look at things like rounding and comparing. I don't just say go next door and look at the number. So when I look at something like in any grade level, you're going to be comparing numbers, right? But if I said I'm looking at like the number 46 and I want to compare it to, let's say, 64, I don't just say look at the tens place. I look at the back and I'm like, this has 4 tens, this has 6 tens. I right now know it's the visual that matches. When I round, I don't just say let's underline the 4, go next door, 5 and above, give it a shove, 4 and below, lay it low. No. Okay, that is just a rule. It's a trick. It's relying on symbols. In this case, we're saying, well, if I had it on secret code cards, I would know that I could build the 10 above it, which is 50, the 10 that it's on, which is 40. So on the back of this card, I would have 4 tens. On the back of this card, I would have 5 tens. On 46, I would have 4 tens and 6 ones. And I could say, is it close closer to getting to 50 or is it closer to going back to 40? To get to 40, I have to take away 6 ones. To get to 50, I have to add 4 ones. This one's closer. We're going to use it to round as well. We're going to use it in 4th grade when we use the area model and we have to break apart numbers like 27 times 32. And we're making an area model like, well, 27 is the same as 20 and 7. We build it with the secret code cards. And now I have 30 and 2, and we're going to do 20 times 30. We do it for multi-digit addition in 1st grade, in 2nd grade, in 3rd grade. So it's place value based concepts, those standards in the domain of numbers and base 10. It is the secret code cards that are building the strongest number sense. It doesn't mean we don't use other things, but it is one of the key skills or key tools that we're going to use. Okay, so let's talk about why people don't use them. Number one reason people don't use them, they're a management nightmare. Okay, because if we don't know how to manage them and to store them and to pass them out, we're not going to use them. We don't have time for that. Okay, we have too many other things we have to do. It's easier just to have them fill out the workbook page and say what number's in the 6th place or in the 10th place. Okay, and I'm like, that's not the goal. The goal is to build number sense. So we have to have a way to manage it. Here's my favorite ways. One is you can see I have a coupon organizer here from, it's like the Dollar Tree, right? And I go get those and then I can label them. Like here's my ones, my tens, my hundreds. Kids put them in order. They just put them in the little slots. I also use it to hold my strategy cards, which you can see here from 1st grade. You do you. But this pack tends to work pretty well. And then they just bring out their coupon organizer and they have everything they need. I also like to put them in baggies. So you can see, oh, there's my coupon organizer nice and close. Key rings. So I actually think that the teacher set does really well on the key ring. The kid set doesn't because they're too small. Like the key doesn't work. The ring doesn't work. But for the teacher set, it does. And then they just hang like this on the whiteboard next to my smart board, my projector, whatever. Okay. Then you can look to see here that you have, oh, I don't have them. The other picture, let's see if I have a picture of it. I don't. So I also have this. So let me stop my camera. So if you look here, if you have this full math expressions kits, I put them in the baggies, right? So I tore them apart and then I put a number here. So I have the number 7 on the baggie. And then on every single one of these cards, it has the number 7 because I don't want to manage this. When they lose a card and it's in the back of their stinking desk, okay, and I'm like, who doesn't have their 7? Johnny doesn't have a 7. Johnny, where's your 7? We need your 7, Johnny. Okay, it takes up too much time. But if I said, oh, Sarah finds a 7, and I'm like, oh, Sarah, and she's like, I found a 7. Who's 7? I'm like, I don't know. It's not my problem. What number is it? And she can say, oh, this belongs to Johnny. He's number 4, whatever. Okay, so she can give it to him. I also have a lost and found. So I have a lost and found that is stocked with extras from the student workbook, from the teacher resource book. So when Johnny's like, I don't have a 7 because it's in the middle of his desk, okay, in the back, I can say, not my problem. Go to the lost and found. He's bound to find one because I've stocked it full of extras, even if it's not his. So that when Sarah does find his and they're not labeled like this, I can say, it's not my problem, Sarah, take it to the lost and found. It will just go to the lost and found basket. So when Johnny goes, if he doesn't find his, he's going to find one. That's all I need. I just need this problem to not be mine. I also know that it can't always be every kid has their own set. I do want that for the first experience. I want them to explore them. I want them to build them. But sometimes that's a lot of cards out there in the world. So it can be in partners, but they share a set. It could be in groups of 4. One kid has secret code card. One kid has the whiteboard. One kid has the place value blocks. And we're doing the same activity, but we're doing it with the tools we've been given. So they still get to see how the place value cards work and the secret code cards and the place value blocks. And then the next problem, we switch tools. So we don't all have to use it every time, but we do have to use them. Okay. So let's keep taking a look here at a few other ideas for you. Your action steps as you work with the secret code cards is to grab our material management guide. If you don't already have that, you can see it on the right. I give you, for your specific grades, all my suggestions. I have a video on just your grade level, how you use the cards, how I would store the cards, all of that stuff. Okay, plus all the other materials that you need and expressions, I have a visual and a video for you. So just comment materials will get you that guide. No, of course, there's no cost for that. I just want you to know, some of you are brand new. You're like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to know. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to have. I don't know what it keeps telling me I'm supposed to use these. I don't even know what that looks like. I adopted this classroom. Who knows what's still there? I don't know. Friends, some of you are dealing with disaster there. So I want you to see what you have. I want you to go organize your secret code cards. So I want you to go and decide, binge your favorite show. That's what I did here. Okay. At the time it was like Game of Thrones or something I was watching, and I'm tearing apart the cards and I'm labeling them all and putting them in baggies while I binge watch my favorite show. go get them organized. Then I want you just to use them. And I want you to embrace the suck. It's not going to go that well the first time. It takes practice of kids taking them out, putting them away. I would not store them in their desks. That's like asking for trouble. Okay, so whether you have them in the coupon organizer or they're in a little basket and they get handed out another way, but you want to be able to preserve them and not have to be constantly fighting the battle of finding them. So go and use them, right? I promise you they will have a payoff. Now, if you're brand new to expressions, okay, just say new in the comments, okay, just admit it, okay, we've all been new before. You might be new because you're a brand new teacher and the district's been using expressions for a while, but you adopted this classroom and you're like, I'm still new and I need some support. You might be new if you got just the new copyright. You've actually been using expressions, but you just rolled into the 2026. That might be you. Put new and tell us new 2026. Like you've used expressions, but I've never used it that way. Okay. So the more information you can give me in the chat, the more I can send you the right things. So some of you are like, I know about this, but I don't know how it changes in this copyright. I'm happy to send it to you. Or it might just be, you guys just adopted. Your district might be new adopters. Tell us that. We're a new adopter and we're kind of clueless. Okay. Of course you are. How would you not be? You don't know what you don't know yet. And my guess is you probably didn't get the best training. So I will help you. I'll send you some resources that might help you along. This is the time of year where we start to hear from more of you. My goal is just to help prepare you so you can have the best year that you can possibly have. So friends, let's stop there for just a moment. And I want to answer any questions that you might have about the secret code cards. Yay, Lauren. I know we always skip them because it just feels like a lot. I want to give you this tip too. Lauren, that reminds me of something. I'm so glad that you're here tonight. So if you are on Think Central or you go into, if you're on Flight, you have the new copyright, you'll be on Flight. Either way, you have an iTool icon. And sometimes we skip them again because there's just so many tools out on a desk. But don't forget that if your kids have devices, they have them on their iTools too. So you can see here, like I went into 5th grade for Lauren, and I can still build those cards and have the same impact. I can say this is 22. It's the same as 20 and 2, right? And then I can turn them over and I can count the backs. You can tell it's 5th grade because look, it's money, right? She can build with her decimal cards and they'll realize they have the wrong cards. When I pull out the 2 tenths, it's 2 dimes, right? And I pull out the 3 hundredths and it's 3 pennies. So let me go compare. Let's say 2 tenths to 2 hundredths. I'm comparing decimals. How do you know? Because it's opposite. Decimals are weird. Fractions are weird. It's opposite of normal logic. The secret code cards help build that quantity of like, oh yeah, that's 2 dimes, that's 2 pennies. Of course the tenths are greater than the hundredths, okay? Which is weird that tenths are greater than hundreds because tens are smaller than hundreds. So this is what we want students to see. All right, so let me come back here. So don't forget, all grade levels have those, the digital tools, so that you can also have students manipulate them that way. Okay, so glad you're here, Elena and Patty. We're gonna make sure we get you that materials list, okay? So I will send that right over to you. If you're on our website, you should have registered. We'll have your email. Just make sure you check your email. If you don't get it in the next literally 24 hours, you need to reach back out to me, either on the Facebook group or on the website. That it's either caught in your spam or we had a misspelling. We want to get it to you. Perfect. Yeah, binge putting them together for sure. And then again, if you're new, let us know because we have so many other resources that we want to share. We have some trainings we can give you if your training wasn't so good. And then we have some slides and we have all sorts of stuff that just help people that are brand new to using expressions. All right, friends, let's see if we have any other questions on our Facebook page. If you have any others for your grade, let me know. Let's see if we're here on our website and on Facebook. All right, again, friends, I don't have anything on Facebook. Okay, so if you're watching this late on a replay, just comment. We will still reply to all the comments on Facebook. And then, of course, you can reply in your inbox to our emails. We always respond. Let's see. If I send my district principal of the student cards, you have a principal of the teacher set. The teacher set can be found in the teacher resource book as a PDF. And the teacher resource book is on Think Central, and you should have a black and white master copy. That's where the big set is at as well. Oh, good. Elena, you're both in Edmonds. So is it possible our district does not have expressions active online? Yes. So you have to renew that Think Central license, and a lot of districts just haven't. And you guys in Edmonds you're in 2018. It's possible that they didn't buy it. And try this, Patty. See if this link lets you in. Because I'm going to put it in the chat on our website. It used to not be firewalled, and you could just have that hyperlink on the kids' Chromebook homepage, and they never had a login, but they may have blocked it now. So see if that works for you. If that link doesn't work for you, then they firewalled it, and you do need the online access. If you're in the Math Genius Squad, I also put them on my slides, so that helps too. So you don't even need to log in. See any other questions? Let me give you a minute to test that out. So that link worked for you, Patty, but it doesn't work for your students, or you have a login. your students don't have a login. Tell me if that link I just put in the chat works for you. Sorry, I don't know what you're saying yes to. I asked too many questions. Let's see. So it might be that they gave you access to like the teacher books and the teacher resource and whatever, but they didn't actually get student access to do all the online things like the personal math trainer, the online assessment, and then the students would have the iTool link. If that's what you're meaning, then that was a district choice, and that is possible that they chose that. I would double check though with your district on that. Yeah, I think that's, Patty, it sounds like that's what happened. So if my link that I just posted there does not work, I'm trying an incognito window. Let's just see if they firewalled it, because for a few years, especially during like COVID season, I could just give people that link and they could get right on, and students didn't even have to have accounts. The link just worked. So check that out and we'll see. All right, friends, I was so glad to see you tonight. Thanks for coming, and go use those secret code cards. We just can't complain that kids don't have number sense when we don't use the one tool that they're telling us to use when they build number sense. It doesn't have to be every day. It just has to be enough to create the experience and the mathematical point. And then students get it, and they all of a sudden now they can just use the drawings and they can use all of the other models, and they're fine. So go use them, my friends. And from then on, we'll see you online. Thanks. Have a good day.